Yo, what's up everybody? I'm Grant, aka Chinstrap, and today I'm going to be giving you a little walkthrough of this Deadpool drawing I did on a red post-it note. So let's get into it. Okay, so we get started off by roughing in the basic shapes of the picture here. I do this so I can get everything in the right spot, positioned correctly, and have the right sizes, the right proportions, and all that. So I have a hand in this image, and hands are notoriously difficult to draw. So what I did to help me out is I took a selfie. I took a reference picture of myself in this pose so I could see, the size of the hand compared to the face and what the fingers are going to look like in this position, okay? So once we got the pencils sorted out, situated to where they're good enough for me to work from, I got out my microns. I did the outline of this with a Micron 05 fine liner pen. And pretty straightforward. I'm just going over the pencil lines that I made and keeping it as clean as I can. Starting with the 05, which is going to be the thicker of the two pens that I use for this. I use a thicker pen for the outline of pretty much all my drawings like this. And then I'll move to a thinner pen. I use an 01 on this one, also a Micron, for the inside lines or the smaller details or things like the eyes where I might want to slowly build up to it. I don't want to accidentally make that too thick, right? Back over to the hand with the pen. Even though I have the pencil underdrawing, hands, are still kind of tricky, right? It's pretty easy to make the fingers just look like little balloon sausages or something, right? They don't quite look right. So moving on to the inside of the face. Now I've switched over to the 01 and I'm just getting the details built up, right? These I want to be a little bit thinner line than the outline. That's just the way I prefer to do these. And now it's time for the color. So I'm doing this on a red Post-it, and so I want the color of the Post-it to be my lightest red, basically. So I start off by laying in my mid-tone, my medium shade of red, and getting the base color in there. Then I added a couple shadows, right, where the brow is, the nose, underneath the mouth. Then I take my lightest red marker and start filling in the gaps and making the transition between the mid-tone and my highlight. Using 3 different reds right here. And then I just keep moving throughout the picture, right? I keep adding in my darker red where I want the shadow to be and adjusting, right? So I'll make a pass and then look at it and say, okay, I want the side of the face to be darker or whatever. And then I'll come back in with my mid-tone or my light color to blend it all together and give it a nice smooth look. So I have my mid-tone red, my dark red, and my light red. And then the red of the paper is my lightest shade of red. And I just use that naturally, let that shine through. So I'm just going through, blending it all together, moving on to the mask. So I used grays for this. I used cool grays for this part of the mask. So I started off with my lightest one just so I could block in where I wanted the shine to be. And then I moved back to working dark to light. When you're using alcohol markers, working dark to light is going to give you your smoothest blend. So once I knew where the shine was going to be, I could put in the shadows and start building up the shades, okay? Getting in where I want the mask to be darker, and I'm doing the same thing for this part of his costume. Starting dark, working light. And then the hands are also black, right? But since with this kind of drawing, we don't want to just make them black, we're going to use grays, okay? So it's the same process as the mask. And that shoulder, I block out where I want the highlights to be, where I want the shadows to be, and I just build it up from there, right? Getting my darks to where I want them, and then moving into my mid-tone grays. I think I used 4 or 5 different grays to get this gradient, and it's just a slow building up process. And then all that's left was to give the Post-it note a little spin, and we got a background and a white outline, and we're done. Let me know what you think in the comments and subscribe for more.